Hi there, I'm Nish. Alright, that was really casual. Okay. My name is Eunice Eliza de Enoch. I am a second year BA Multimedia Studies student in UP Open University. And this is my video log, behind the scenes sort of video essay about my finals for MMS 173 photography. A portfolio of my best photographs within the past 5 months, compiled together in a portfolio titled 26 Shots. Very creative, I know. And these are what I consider my best photography work. Now, I'm not exactly the most experienced photographer out there. In fact, I've only picked up photography really seriously last year, very late into last year. I wouldn't say my photos are the best, especially those older photos, but coming into this subject, I really learned a lot actually from the materials we were provided, and I had a lot of fun doing most of the projects, actually all of the projects here, especially the ones where I go out into the field and get to take photos. And especially for this assignment, I had a lot of fun. Alright, first off, let's get straight into it. I'm gonna talk about the photos that I have taken, and we're gonna go through them. Well, I'm not gonna go through them one by one, but I'm gonna talk about the photos I really like. I'm gonna talk about the theme that I came up with, and I am also going to talk about my experiences taking these photos and what I've learned. Let's get into it. So, I don't really have a huge background in photography. The thing is, I want to become a filmmaker, and when I take my photos, I kind of have that in mind, taking shots that are cinematic as much as I can get them to be anyway. And MMS 173, this subject, has allowed me to actually understand what the settings do and how I can make my photos look more cinematic in a way. So that's what I tried to do for the most part for this portfolio. Secondly, the theme I went with, there isn't a concrete theme to it. I titled it 26 Shots. In fact, I had an idea at first. I should get rid of these shades. Now I'm keeping them on. My first idea was to take one photo for every hour for 24 hours, right? To do a whole day cycle. Unfortunately, it's not like I can go out into the city at 1 a.m. to take very interesting photos, because the photos I could take at home, I tried, but they weren't great compared to the photos I've amassed that have been taken within the same hour during the daytime. So I've decided to simply take the 26 best shots that I could. And even though they are taken at different days, it's not chronological in the sense of different, being in order of days. Lost my train of thought. It is chronological in the sense that I've arranged them according to the time of day that they've been taken. So you have photographs from, say, April, taken at 11 a.m., put before photographs taken at May at 3 p.m., 2 p.m. That's basically the premise of this. I've talked too much. So in this portfolio, I've included 5 of my works from previous assignments. These include one of a wide shot that I've taken in from Antipolo City. The second was also taken in Antipolo when we were eating at this overlooking restaurant. I really, really like this shot because it's cinematic, I think. There's a story here, and I try to tell a story as much as I can. The focus of this camera, wow. There were 2 others taken in Centrist Station. Actually, one of them you'll see on the... I'm just gonna put this up here. One of them you're gonna see on the background here. They were taken in Centrist Station because for the bucket list homework, and I really like them. These are taken at night when I was on a date with my boyfriend, a photography date. We ate outside at a restaurant and started just walking around the mall area, trying to get good shots. And I loved playing with light a lot, light and dark and contrast, and that's a theme that you'll see a lot in my photos. Now, how did I go about getting these shots? Well, these shots were taken, there's 4 situations where they were taken. First, a planned trip to Baguio that my family had. I decided to take advantage of that. I did not go to Baguio to get the photo specifically. Second, a planned trip to Zambales, I believe, Olongapo, Baloy Beach. We were staying at a resort that we used to stay at before, and honestly, the beach was kind of dirty and polluted, and a lot of the shots of the shore were mostly depressing. And while I do have a photograph that kind of makes it the point of the photo, which that one I took in UP. Hold on. That's not what I wanted to capture for the beach. So anyway, in taking these photos, I just wanted to focus on telling a story in the moment, symbolism as much as I could, and making it look pretty to me. I love contrast, I love nice colors, I love values. So I prioritize that as in coinciding with this story that one could tell from looking at the images. Right, back to the other places. So you have the beach, you have Baguio, you have the previous assignments, you have another date that I went on. It was a photography date. We were doing what we wanted. That was in Rizal Park, and that was the most recent adventure, wherein my SD card got corrupted. So that's like 90% of the photos lost, but I went do with what I had, and some of them ended up here. Finally, a trip to UP with my friend. So, favorite photos. One of my favorite photos is this one with my friend. I don't know if you can see it properly. My friend standing at a waiting shed at around like 6 p.m. as we were going home from UP. I love this because of like how this waiting shed kind of like curves around and shapes the figure, and like the light making everything like silhouette, like dramatic. Again, I love my contrast, so most of my favorite photos were taken at night. That said, one of them was also taken in like the noontime. I called it Twilight Ocean, I believe, because it was twilight. It was around 6 p.m. We were at the beach, and the sky looked so pretty, and I wanted to frame it like a painting as much as I could, with this boat tied up on shore, making it look like it's surging forward with the waves. And I just like love that flow and the contrast with the mountain moving back. I love the forms in this one a lot. Another one was taken in UP. It's of a waiting shed in the distance. I believe anyone who's been to UP Diliman has seen these along the University Avenue, the triangular waiting sheds when they light up at night. And then there's like the canopy of trees in the background, and then you can see the sky shining through. Like, that was so gorgeous, I had to take a photo. I think I did it justice. I like this. And lastly, this last one called Solemn Gaze. This is one of the earliest ones that I took on this trip to Baguio. Me and my family decided to eat out at a restaurant that's like 5 stories up. It's a little secluded. They mostly have vegan options. I forgot the name. I'm so sorry. It was great because it's like authentic Filipino crossover with like one-piece giant boat Pirates of the Caribbean pieces, and it's like so surreal, and I love the place. The lighting was dim. Most of the lights were this like soft orange like candlelight, and it immerses you into this world. And I absolutely like, my grandfather was just looking at the menu, but he looked like Gandalf about to offer us our final quest. It was great. And so, taking advantage of the lighting, I snapped this shot of my grandfather as we were checking out the menu. And really, that's one of the things that I've learned to one of the skills I've learned to hone throughout this photography experience. Taking advantage of moments. Alright, my camera timed out there. Anyway, I'm almost out of storage, so I'll make this quick. I had a lot of fun learning, taking these photos, learning how to work with my camera and work with the settings. Honestly, this subject taught me like just how to camera in the first place. And I look forward to applying this in my future film work. One of these days, and I just am having so much fun taking photos now compared to before, when I had no clue how the settings worked and just like relying on what my camera decided was right. So yeah, basically learning to think on my feet, take the opportune moment, and adjust my settings on the fly to fit the situation. It was a great experience, this subject, and honestly, I'm hoping for feedback on my work, Prof. And thank you so much for a great semester. I think my portfolio turned out great. Hope you thought so too. If you're my professor, if you're not, I hope you think it's great too. Bye. Nish out.